Welcome to the video. Today we'll expose how dormant HSAs quietly lose money to fees and show you how to turn yours into a tax-free retirement engine. First, we'll set expectations and cover a quick disclaimer. Then, we will move step by step from understanding the HSA advantage to transferring funds and investing for long-term growth. Here's our roadmap. We begin with HSA basics and the triple tax advantage. Next, we quantify how fees drain your cash. Then, we guide you through a strategic transfer to a better provider and show how to invest efficiently. After that, we explain the advanced receipt strategy. Finally, we'll reinforce learning with quizzes, summarize key points, and end with a practical action plan. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and is not tax, legal, or financial advice. HSA rules and provider policies change, and they can vary by state. Contribution limits, eligible expenses, and transfer rules may update over time. Consult the IRS publications and a qualified professional for your specific situation. With that established, let's move on to what makes HSAs so powerful. Let's start with the basics. A health savings account is available if you're covered by a qualifying high-deductible health plan. It offers unique tax advantages that set it apart from traditional accounts. Even if you're no longer contributing, an existing HSA remains yours. The key is using it strategically rather than letting it sit in cash and accrue fees. Now that we've framed what an HSA is, let's break down the triple tax advantage. Here is the HSA's triple tax advantage. First, contributions are typically pre-tax via payroll or tax-deductible if made directly. This lowers your taxable income. Second, growth inside the HSA is not taxed, which can significantly accelerate compounding. Third, withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are tax-free. This combination is rare and powerful. Next, we must deal with the elephant in the room, fees that can quietly erase these benefits if the account sits in cash. Now let's quantify the problem. Many inactive HSA providers charge a flat monthly maintenance fee while paying extremely low interest on cash. For example, a $9 monthly fee is $108 annually. If the cash balance earns only pennies of interest, you are locking in a predictable loss every year. Over many years, that adds up to thousands of dollars of foregone growth. So our immediate priority is to stop the bleeding by transferring to a better provider. To visualize the imbalance, let's look at a quick chart. This pie chart dramatizes the imbalance. A relatively large annual fee versus negligible interest on idle cash. The key insight is that leaving funds in cash at a high-fee provider is a guaranteed drag on returns. Consequently, our first action will be to transfer the HSA to a zero-fee or low-fee custodian with strong investment options. Next, let's execute the transfer. Step 1. Find a zero-fee HSA provider offering broad, low-cost index funds. Step 2. Open the new account and collect details from your old provider. Step 3. Request a direct custodian-to-custodian transfer. This prevents withholding and avoids taxable events. Step 4. Avoid indirect rollovers when possible due to the 60-day deposit requirement and the one rollover per 12-month rule. Step 5. Once the money lands, invest promptly rather than leaving it in cash. Step 6. Set up auto-investing and electronic documents to maintain momentum. To clarify the paths, let's map the transfer options. This flowchart compares two routes. The preferred path is a direct custodian-to-custodian transfer, which avoids taxes and penalties and is not limited in frequency. The alternative is a 60-day rollover, which carries a deadline and is limited to one per 12 months. Therefore, when available, choose the direct transfer to eliminate unnecessary risk. Moving on, treat your HSA like a retirement account. Focus on broad, low-cost index funds such as S&P 500 or total market trackers. Diversification and low fees are the main drivers of performance. A conservative 7% long-term assumption typically overwhelms small fees over time, especially compared to guaranteed outflows from maintenance charges. Keep an aggressive allocation if you do not anticipate near-term withdrawals. As your time horizon shortens, gradually reduce risk. Now, let's compare leaving cash versus investing. Here we contrast two paths. A cash-heavy HSA typically earns minimal interest while paying recurring fees, resulting in a persistent drag and significant opportunity cost. In contrast, an invested HSA in low-cost index funds benefits from tax-free compounding, which can outpace fees over time. This alignment with long-term retirement goals makes investing the superior default for many users, assuming they do not need short-term liquidity. Now, a powerful tactic. Instead of spending from your HSA today, pay medical bills out of pocket and keep your HSA invested. Save every receipt with the necessary details, including date, amount, provider, and service description. As long as the expense occurred after your HSA was established, you may reimburse yourself tax-free in the future, even years later. This transforms the HSA into a flexible, tax-free emergency or retirement funding tool. It is especially helpful later for tax-free Medicare premiums and medical costs. Next, test your understanding with a quick quiz. Quiz time. Which statement is not part of the HSA's triple tax advantage? Option A, contributions reduce taxable income. Option B, growth is tax-free. Option C, qualified withdrawals are tax-free. Option D, non-medical withdrawals are always tax-free. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is D. Only qualified medical expenses are tax-free. Non-medical withdrawals before age 65 are subject to taxes and a penalty. After 65, non-medical withdrawals are taxed as ordinary income, similar to a traditional individual retirement account. Now, let's solidify your grasp on transfers with one more question. Next question. What is the preferred way to move your HSA to a better provider to avoid taxes and penalties? Option A, custodian-to-custodian transfer. Option B, 60-day rollover. Option C, withdraw to your bank then redeposit later. Option D, write yourself a check and hold it indefinitely. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is A. A direct custodian-to-custodian transfer avoids taxes, penalties, withholding, and the 1 per 12-month limit that applies to rollovers. Rollovers impose a 60-day redeposit deadline and add operational risk. With that clarified, let's give you a quick data snapshot of fees. Here is a hypothetical fee snapshot. Provider A charges $0 per month and offers index funds and exchange-traded funds with no minimums. Provider B charges $2.50, but may waive the fee above a certain balance. Provider C charges $5 with a partial waiver when you enable electronic delivery. Provider D charges $9 with limited fund access and is generally a poor choice for dormant accounts. Always verify current fee schedules and investment menus before transferring. This timeline shows how an HSA can evolve. At the start, you open the HSA and invest aggressively while tracking receipts. In mid-career, your receipts archive grows, preserving future reimbursement flexibility. As retirement nears, you may add a modest bond allocation if upcoming withdrawals are likely. In retirement, you can reimburse prior qualified expenses tax-free and potentially pay Medicare premiums from the HSA, further enhancing tax efficiency. To operationalize the receipt strategy, follow this checklist. Create a structured cloud folder for HSA receipts with yearly subfolders. Capture every medical receipt and explanation of benefits. Record key details like date, provider, service, amount, and payment method. Remember, you can only reimburse expenses that occurred after the HSA was established. Back up your records to a second location for redundancy. Reconcile totals annually using a spreadsheet or an app of your choice. Now let's lock in the most important takeaways. Summarizing the key points. The HSA offers a triple tax advantage. Fees on idle cash create predictable losses, so transfer to a better provider and invest. Prefer direct transfers over rollovers to minimize risk. Favor broad, low-cost index funds instead of speculative strategies. And finally, save receipts now to enable tax-free reimbursements later, adding flexibility in retirement. Here is your action plan. First, audit your current HSA for fees and cash balances. Second, pick a zero-fee provider with strong index options. Third, initiate a direct custodian-to-custodian transfer. Fourth, invest promptly in low-cost index funds rather than leaving money in cash. Fifth, start your receipt archive and document every eligible expense. If you follow these steps, you will transform a dormant, fee-losing account into a tax-efficient growth engine. Finally, let's wrap up. Thanks for watching. If this video helped, please like, share, and subscribe for more practical, tax-smart money strategies. Tell us in the comments how you are optimizing your HSA or what challenges you are facing. Your questions help shape future videos.